All right, great. So hi guys, this is Joette with BalloonCoach.com. And January 2018, it is already the 15th of the month, halfway through the first month of 2018, and I'm really excited because there are so many really cool training opportunities in our industry worldwide. And I have a mix of followers from people who've been in the industry since balloons started over 50 years ago to folks who are brand new to the industry, kicking the tires and trying to decide if this is a good career path for them, or if this is a good second income, or is it something that can replace their current income working a full-time job and become their career. And for all of those folks, the number one thing that I encourage people to do is to participate in training. And no, it's not that I'm trying to sell you what I have going on with BalloonCoach.com, but what I'm trying to do is to help you have a network of people that can help you succeed in your business. And training has been one of those number one things that has helped me with my business. Just so you know a little bit about me, I started in the balloon industry in 2003. Previous to that, I have a background where I worked in outdoor education, teaching people to face their fears and climb those challenge walls and go on those ropes courses where you fall into the arms of the other people that are going to support you and make sure you don't hit the ground, or zip down a zip line that's over 150 feet up in the air, rock climbing, that kind of thing. So what I found in life is from going from adventure-based counseling to then working in social work, and I worked with delinquent youth, with adults with mental retardation, and supporting the families on both of those areas, is helping people find the resources they needed to be successful and to get them into the training they needed to become the best they could be. I also worked with adults who were at the end of their life, where they were in a retirement community and going through nursing care, and they were having to give up the fact that they were not able to take care of themselves anymore and that they needed assistance, and again finding the right people to take care of them. So I kind of think all of my life I've been a little bit of a master connector, where I'm helping people find out where they're at and helping them get the support that they need to be able to live healthy. As far as adults who are in a nursing home, if you don't have the right care provider, your life's not going to be too great. With adults with a mental retardation, if they're not in a program that's helping them excel and finding out what their talents and their gifts are, they're kind of get stuck in that little shuffle of not having the most fulfilling life that they can. And it was so exciting working with people and helping them get placed in the community, working in jobs that they could handle and that they excelled at. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of my background, that I've not always been in the balloon industry. I've had a lot of really cool career paths on the way, and I actually even sold insurance for Geico Insurance for about a year. And I really got to understand what it's like to work in a cubicle and what it is like to be on a headset and talking on a phone all day to sell a policy. And when they would ask for a quote, I would tell them a price, and oftentimes it was more expensive than what they currently paid. And then it was my job to sell them on service, that the company that I worked for would take care of them and help them out when they needed, and still be able to do that sale even when price was an objection. So I think I've kind of been fortunate that I've had these really cool career paths where it's given me a lot of different opportunities to put the pieces together, and now being a business owner and working in the industry with balloons. Because yes, it's a creative field and it's a fun field, but if you don't set up your systems at the get-go and have a really good group of people to help support you as you grow your business, it's easy to get burnout. So that's why I'm here with BalloonCoach.com now, is that I love connecting people with the right training, with connecting them with people who can help them out and grow their business, and just let our industry grow. 2018 is going to be phenomenal for the balloon industry, for those people who actually dive in and work their business like a business. And that means that you need to look at your numbers. You need to know what your goals are for the future. And you have to set systems in place. It's a business, and it's not just about making the most beautiful balloon in the world. So what I want to do is we have several people on live with me, and I want to first ask you a question is, what is it that you look for when you're trying to find a training? What is it that you maybe find difficult in being able to decide what classes to attend and go to? And while I'm asking that question to see if anybody responds, I have a blog. And my blog is on ballooncoach.com. And the new one I posted today was choosing the right training for you. And you just click on that, and it's going to give you some of the steps that I talked about. So I haven't had any questions come up yet. So I'm going to move on, and if you have questions, just type them in for me. What I want to know is, when you are looking at a training, I want you to write down what it is that you want to go to. What is it that, and I apologize, some of this got backwards. I love it when things disappear. Sorry, guys. So the first thing I want you to do is write down, when you're getting ready to find a training or a class, what is it that is a pain point for you right now? What is something that you feel is missing in your business? Is it that you feel like your clients are always asking for a certain type of design and you don't know how to build it? Like that you want to build a logo wall, but you're not sure how. Is it that you're not sure how to run your business like a business, like you don't know what systems that you need to set in place? Like, how do you get a business license? How do you actually price things? How do you find the right supports to build the business side? What are those things? Write them down on a piece of paper of what it is that you're looking for from training. What are the missing pieces that you need to make you feel like you can succeed? So one of the things that somebody brought up was that they were needing business and marketing classes. Those are great. So I'm going to hit on the business and marketing classes first. You don't have to travel outside of your home to get business and marketing training. Right now on ballooncoach.com, you can actually get that through our online workshops, which is you go to training and click on live online workshops. We have programs set up for January and June to help you with your marketing calendar and help you start now and plan out your first 6 months. And then we come back in June and do the second 6 months of your training. So I'm just letting you know that that is something that is available online. We started it last week, last Sunday and Monday. We did the first 2 days of the online training. It went really well. People came up with some great ideas. And then what they did is they went and put them to work. So I want to let you know that that is available for you, that if you can't get away and get to a live event somewhere where you're talking with people, that is one option for you. The other option for you is that you look in your area and see if there's a SCORE program, SCORE. SCORE sometimes is a part of your local chamber, sometimes it's part of the Small Business Administration, or sometimes it's just by itself. And the SCORE program is made up of retired business professionals who want to give back to the business community and help people grow their companies. So that's something that you can look at. The other thing you want to do is look at having the Small Business Administration in your area. And it may be called something different, but there's always groups and organizations that want small businesses to succeed. So look in the area where you live at for those type of business resources and get involved, because it does two things for you. It lets you learn about business, but it also allows you an opportunity to network with other business professionals in your area. You don't have to just go to a balloon convention or a balloon workshop to get business training. So that's something that I would really encourage you to do. One of the messages that just came up was that One of the questions that came up was saying that they wanted to be a part of that live online workshop, but it was during a time that they weren't going to be able to go online and be a part of it. So I want to let you know, we've actually taped that online training, and it is available as a replay where you can actually go back and watch the information, download the notes and the systems on the calendars and chunking your marketing, and use that later on. So just letting you know that that online training is available as a replay also. So it is there for you. It's just when you attend online workshops live, it helps you be able to ask questions specifically that you may have. So just letting you know that that's there. The other thing is they mentioned that this person had tried to get a hold of SCORE and didn't get them to return their messages. So if they're not really active in your area and they're not following up well, then you may want to look into your small business administration, talk to your chamber, find out if there's other business coaches in your area, or become active in a group like American Businesswomen's Association, NABO, National Association of Women Business Owners. Even sometimes organizations that are like your Rotary clubs are full of people who are in business that you can meet and talk to them and then find out where do they go to be inspired in business and get other training in your city that you live in. All right. Another question that came up was that they find that people tend to arrive a day or two early and stay a day or two past the training dates. Are they missing something if they don't do that? One of the reasons that I've started building in extra time to going to when I go to a convention or a workshop is I find that there's so many people that I want to spend time with at a convention and talk to and just ask them how things are going in life and how are things with their business and what is a struggle for them, what's something that's successful for them. And during a convention, we pack so many classes into them that often it's hard to get all those extra conversations in. So what I like to do is arrive a little bit early to see people as they're first getting there and they're fresh. And I often talk to some of my friends that I know that are coming to it and saying, hey, let's purposely have lunch or dinner on the day before the event so that we get some of that quality time to talk to each other before the rush and the hustle of the event. The other thing that's nice about traveling to going to the different conventions is often to take it as a travel opportunity to do some sightseeing. So at the last float, I went early and I had a great time going around and seeing the arch and hanging out with Chris Adamo and Tina from Australia. I mean, you don't usually on a typical day just get to go hang out with people from another country that's in your business and go just share some fun times together. And that was a highlight of the event for me, is just to hang out with them and just chat about their lives, about living in Australia, about their business in an informal manner before that conference got started, and just to go do something fun and enjoy St. Louis. So that's one of the reasons why people will often go to the events early, is to enjoy the sightseeing and to actually see the city that you're traveling to and to spend time with other participants. So that's something that I've always enjoyed, because it's part of going to workshops and conventions is a pick-me-up. It's a way to get re-energized. It's a way to connect with other people. And our business can be so overwhelming with stress when you're a solo entrepreneur and you're working by yourself or you're running a small team. You often wear a lot of hats, and that takes a lot of time and energy. And so sometimes we get to a burnout stage or just starting to feel overwhelmed. And so when you can build in that extra time at the beginning or the end of a conference to have some just downtime where you're having fun and enjoyment, it's a way to come back to your business re-energized. And it's just a way to help out with that, rather than just feeling overwhelmed by all the information you learn. All right. Great question. The next question I have been given is, how can I get a conference or training to come to my area? That is a great question. And so many people ask me that, because they'll say, hey, Joette, why did you did the workshop in Chicago and you're doing them down in Orlando. Why don't you come to where I live? Workshops, even a one-day class, costs money. Because what happens is when an instructor travels, they're taking time away from their actual business that they're running. And so they need to be compensated. And they need to be compensated for their time away from their business and for their knowledge and being able to help you grow and learn. So what happens is to have a convention wherever you live, no matter if it's in a very, very small town or a really big metropolitan town, is you have to be able to promise that a certain number of people are going to show up and pay. So to have an event in your area, if you're interested in having myself or anyone else travel to where you are at to train, you would need to find a sponsor. Often distributors will sponsor somebody to come in, or manufacturer sometimes will sponsor people. But it's a lot of money because you've got to look at the individual teacher needs to be paid for their time, and not just for the day of the class, but they're also traveling there and leaving there. So you're looking at least a 3-day window for just a 1-day class. And often it's more than that to have time to prep if it's a big hands-on build. So being able to pay for that person's time away, paying for their travel. And so if you're wanting an international instructor to come in, obviously that plane ticket's going to be more expensive. And then you've got to pay for their hotel stay and their food for the entire time that they're gone away from their business and their family. So if you're wanting someone to travel to you or locally in your area, then you're looking at needing to find 30 to 50 people who want to pay for that training. And it may be that that ticket is a $200, $300, $500 ticket per person for that person to come in, because the smaller the group of people, then you're going to have to divide that cost up between a smaller group of folks, and that makes your pricing higher. So just to kind of throw that out there for folks, because often people will always say, oh, come over and see where I'm at. Come hang out. Why don't you train where I am? And that's the problem, is somebody has to organize that and pay for all of it. So if you're interested in having someone come to you, then you would reach out to them specifically, that instructor, and ask them what their cost is to travel and when they're available to be able to leave their business. And then you would need to either come up with a ticket price that's high enough to pay for all their expenses, or you would need to find sponsors to help do that. And then what you've got to look at is somebody to coordinate handling all the money. So like with ballooncoach.com, when I put on a workshop, I'm selling those tickets on my website, like for promotions and profits in November of 2018 at Disney Springs. All of that is automated and on my website for people to be able to purchase and take care of those payments. But I also have a back-end staff that help develop that shopping cart on my website. I have a virtual assistant who handles problems when people's credit cards don't go through. So there's all those little extra expenses and time that's involved in putting on an event that sometimes people don't realize all those details. So it's a great question, and there's lots of instructors that are out there that are willing to travel and put on courses, but they need somebody else to take care of taking care of all the details and making that happen. So great question, Jennifer. Thanks for asking. All right, so I've answered a little bit about how to get some trainings in your own area, how to find resources that are outside of the balloon industry in your area. The next thing that I want to do is talk to you about how do you decide which convention or class to go to, because there's a lot out there. You need to write down what it is you want from the experience, and then check into those trainings and see what it is that they're actually offering. If you're looking at coming to World Balloon Convention in March, then look at that schedule and see if the classes that are there and the people that you're learning from are the people that you want to learn from. If you are an entertainer, then being at Twist and Shout next week, that is one of the top highlighted events. Now, some people have issues with traveling, and you can only stay within a certain area. So that's where you look at to see if you have local distributors that put on conferences and classes, 1-day or 2-day workshops. And then other folks may enjoy a different experience for not having the big competitions, but want something a little bit smaller. And that would be something where you would come to Florida Super Jam, which I was just at last week. there are so many people in the Twisted arena, the entertainers, that are putting on events. I know Capital Kid is coming up in February, up towards the DC area. And a lot of entertainers take it among themselves where they'll just get a group of people together and meet at a restaurant and do what they call a jam. If you don't know those kind of folks in your area, go online and check with people and say, hey, do you guys know about any jams? Or organize one yourself so that you at least have that experience of hanging out with other people, and you can actually do that with decor. There are QBN chapters around the world that get together and have those kind of learning opportunities and hang out with each other. And here in Florida, I started Florida Balloon Network just for us to hang out because the QBN chapters weren't staying active, and I wanted to hang out with other balloon professionals. So I've got it where we combine. And so if any of you are entertainers or decorators in Florida, I'd love for you to join us, Florida Balloon Network. We're going to be having a Deco Jam coming up the middle of February. And now I've been asked, how do you start a QBN chapter in your area? I'm not sure if they're starting new ones currently. What I'll do is I'll reach out to Susan from Qualitex, and I'll get you an answer on that to see if they are currently adding in new QBN chapters. And if so, how to do that. Great question. And I'll write down your name so I knew who she needs to get a hold of. But I know several people around the world that they just took it among themselves to put a jam together, or to put a group of people together and say, hey, let's meet at this place. And it may be that you organize it to be at your warehouse if you have a warehouse or an office, or you may organize it to meet up at a restaurant that has a back area that you can meet in, or one of the local venues that you normally decorate. Or it could be that you maybe do it for a local church and then you make some balloons to donate for them. There's always a way to get people together, but sometimes if there's not something currently available in your area, you may need to step up and create that. So saving money for events, yes. Education costs money, just like if you were a dentist, a doctor, a nurse, all of those industries, you go through some kind of education to get started in business. And then after you start in business, there's always continued education. That's just the way of business, is that there's always ongoing training to take you to the next level and keep you going. So what you have to do is make sure that you're pricing the things that you sell at a profitable price that includes extra overhead to put money directly into a savings account. So right now, if you don't have money currently in January to get to the conventions that are going on most recently, then look at what your next plan is and what else is available. Make plans to come to Promotions and Profits in November. Set it a goal to be at float in 2019, the end of January, 1st of February. There's all these trainings that keep going on, and I know there's a ton of them overseas also. So look at what's going on around you, and if you can't get to something currently, set your goal on something that's 6 months to a year out. Set up a savings account for your business, and a percentage of every single job that you do goes into that savings account. And as you're doing your decor, add an extra $1, $5, $10, $20 to your event, or a certain percentage that's always going to go into that account. For your birthday, for Christmas, for holidays, ask your family and friends to give you money or a ticket to an actual educational opportunity, because that's a way for you to connect and grow and learn the things that you need to know. So I'm trying to read. This is great. One of my comments was that Twisters love to party and hang out, and they do. And I think that's one of the things I've learned the most by going to Florida Super Jam since I almost started on a yearly basis, is networking with entertainers in Florida and from outside of Florida who've come down and talked about the jams that they held up in New York and other places. Is it really got me thinking about how I wanted to bring that jam feel to the decor world, and that it's okay to share ideas and things that work for you, because that helps the entire industry grow. And I think one of the reasons we've seen entertainers take off and go from being a small one balloon dog to now these amazing designs that they create, is that they were willing to share with each other the different twists that they made and the different techniques that they used to build things, just hanging out at a restaurant, and then the industry growing. And I feel that the more that decorators do that and share with each other what's being successful for them and what's helpful for them, the more our industry is growing. Because what happens in decor and in entertainment is the more the world sees high quality professional people presenting great designs, whether it's classic decor that is usually the most profitable, like columns and arches that are just 4 balloon quads for 30 feet, those tend to be the most profitable items. They're very eye-catching, they're the most time efficient for you to create, and it makes a big wow. The more that people talk about how they do that, and I'm trying to think of the words. I think about David Mahoney and how he often says that a rising tide lifts all ships. I think the more that we as an industry share and help each other out, the more we're going to gain. So rather than being fearful of the people in your area who are your quote unquote competitors, but instead working together and knowing that you can support each other, that when you have a large project, those other people can come in and help you out. The way you build those relationships is by going to workshops, going to jams, going to conventions, and meeting those people and learning side by side with them. So that is one of the ways for our industry to continue growing, is to rather be fearful than the people that are around you, to embrace them and become friends with them. And because we've done that, we've been able to work on some really cool large projects where we bring other people in to help us out with it when we don't have enough staff to cover the event. So I'm just throwing that out there for you guys. It's something to think about as a benefit. I also have had the opportunity to travel, and when visiting my family in Chicago 3 different years, I was on the crew for Balloons by Tommy doing large balloon drops and installs for New Year's Eve, because I had built that friendship with them going to workshops. That was a wonderful experience, and that's what led to the Promotions and Profits workshops. So by not being afraid and saving money, getting to conventions and building relationships, it just opens up the doors to do amazing things. So that's another reason why I really enjoy conventions, is building those relationships with people to get to do remarkable things. And the fact that I then went to China in 2008 with Melissa Benson to work on a project with Guido Verhoff. I mean, sitting in China with balloon professionals from all over the world putting on an amazing project, that's something that I never in my wildest dreams would have imagined before I was in the balloon industry. So again, those opportunities came because I went to hands-on builds and I helped out with projects and I invested in myself. So I'm just throwing that out there for you guys, is that I'm not saying that you need to go to every single convention on the planet, but picking one, making a plan to save the money up and get there can help lead to a lot of other opportunities for you and growth for your business. So let me go back and check on some other questions we have. Hey guys, and I see we've got people live on Facebook with us. Hey Gina and Tammy and Jamaica, Blake, Chantel, great to see you guys. If you click on my link for the Zoom, I'm able to definitely see you, but now I'm seeing some more of the questions that kind of coming up on my Facebook. So let me see. Sylvia was asking how much the cost is of the online training classes. Great question. So anytime you guys have a question about ballooncoach.com, just go right onto ballooncoach.com and then click on training, and the live online workshops that are set up right now to work on marketing and your calendar and being productive in 2018, it's just $299. So far, we've already done 8 hours of training. We did 5 hours on Sunday and 3 on Monday, and that training was recorded, and all the downloads are there to help you in making your calendar, in systems and helping you create your marketing, So like preparing for Valentine's Day, Super Bowl, things like that. And then how to set up your plan for this first 6 months of what things you're going to market. All of those downloads are in there. And the response that I got from everyone who came to our training was it was packed with more information than they were expecting. It's not just myself that's training. Mindy, who is amazing at marketing. She is an online marketing specialist out of Phoenix, Arizona, and has partnered with me for my retreats and my workshops and our online training. She gave amazing content that she uses with companies to help them have launches and grow and grow and grow with their email marketing. So all of that information is a great value, and I promise if you put one piece of that information together, you will make back that $299 investment in no time. So let me see what other questions that we have. The other thing that I want to give you as a resource for training is our webinars. We have a monthly passport to success. You just click on webinars on Balloon Coach, and I'm going to show you what's coming up for January 22nd. The fourth Thursday of every month, we have our monthly webinars called Passport to Success. It's $25 a month. That's it. Just $25 a month gets you on to the fourth Thursday of the month for a live webinar. If you're online, you can ask questions like the folks are asking me today. If you're not able to get on live, it's recorded and it's kept in your member area. Everything that you pay for stays in your personal library for you to access at any time. For January 2018, Power of Story is being told by Kelly Swanson. Now, Kelly Swanson is a motivational speaker. She is not a part of the balloon industry, but she is someone that I spent thousands of dollars to bring into Lakeland last year for American Women Business Association. And she did a full day training for us. And when she came, I was blown away by her presentation and the information that we left with. And I said, Kelly, I would love to have you come on and be a speaker for me for my balloon professionals around the world in 2018. And I'm delighted that she can start the year with us, because if you don't know about the Power of Story or haven't heard about that yet, there are so many podcasts out there on business and business trainings online that talk about the power of story and how understanding how that works when you're out networking with people and when you're building the content for your social media and your website will make your business boom. So you can go online and read a little bit more about her and her experiences, but I guarantee this class in January is going to really help open up your mind to different ways of presenting things to your clients. The next thing that goes on with the Passport to Success is at the end of the month, after you've done the live webinar, when you go to watch the replay, there's notes, and I give you a action plan. And what that action plan says is, hey, this is what our guest speaker said this month. Here's some steps that you can take as a balloon business owner with what they've told you and put it into play in your business. So then you can write those plans down and put those actions into play in your business. Then the first Monday of the next month, I have a live webinar where we come on, and it's an action plan call where I encourage you to take those steps in your business. People share the things that have worked for them and the struggles that they've had. And then from that, you can learn from other people in the industry. You can ask me more questions about things that you're struggling with your business. And again, that's recorded and you can listen to that at any time. So the Passport to Success gives you 2 webinars, an action plan, and you get to hear from a speaker in business or a speaker from the balloon industry every month to keep you pumped up and excited between the times that you can get to live events. And believe me, I understand what it's like to be a parent and have obligations with your family. I understand that many of you live in places that don't have a lot of training available to you within a regional area. So that's why BalloonCoach.com was created, was to give you online resources and support every month. And it's not just me being a cheerleader for you, but I'm bringing business professionals and balloon professionals from around the world right to you. And if you want to go back and access our webinar replays, it's all right here for you. You can check out and see all of the past webinars. And we've been doing this for over 2 years. So right there, you've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 28 webinars that you can choose from and purchase the past replays if you were not already a Passport to Success member. So I'm wanting to let you guys know that all these amazing trainings are right there at your fingertips to just purchase and have it in your library to go to at any time. All right, so let's see if there's any new questions. And what I have found is many times people will take the information from just one of these webinars, apply it to their business, and now they're going to have money to be able to make it to a local class or convention somewhere else out of state that they've always wanted to get to by implementing what they've learned on their webinars. All right, so let me see what we've got as a question here. All right, so I've got a great testimony here from Marianne. Thank you, that they are worth every penny, and access to the replays is also great. The webinars are worth every penny. Thank you. I appreciate that. But I want people to understand that our industry has training that's online and in person, and you can choose what you're able to do now and then save money up for those big experiences. And please know, I don't expect people to make it to every single live event. It's just not possible. And it wouldn't be cost effective unless you're retired, which I did meet a group of ladies at Florida Super Jam, but that's pretty much what they do now. They've built great friendships with people in the industry, and now that they're retired, they spend most of their time traveling to conventions. It's kind of a fun thing to do. So I want to encourage you that if you're one of those people that's just sitting there at home and you're just struggling to find the resources that you need to grow your business, I've been there. And that is why we have all these wonderful webinars for you. It's why we've set up the Promotions and Profits program for 2018 to be 2 online workshops and then a retreat at the end of the year. If you're brand new to decor and you don't know how to build base plates and columns and arches, you're not sure how to establish a business, then Decor 101 is for you. I had someone over the summer ask me to please do a Decor 101 training with them in person, and so I went ahead after so many people had asked me to have an online program, and I told her she could come and work with me in my workshop and pay for in-person training as long as I could tape the training. So I did that. So I want to let you know that we do have a Decor 101 program for just $299, and then the Decor 101 Pro for $498. Both of those are at a higher value or a discount off of the base value from them. And the Pro package allows you to have 8 of the top replays that I feel somebody new in business or somebody who's trying to re-energize their business needs to hear from 8 of our past webinars. So that online training is also available for you if you're newer or need to be re-energized because of when you started out in the business, you didn't hit it hard and you're coming back to it. Let's see. So on Facebook Live or on the Zoom link, if you guys have other questions for me about training and how to select your courses and how to make those decisions, please let me know. The other thing I'm just going to do real quick is just show you that on our website, ballooncoach.com, there is also resources, and Elevated Events is an online magazine that I started, and you can go back and see all of the past ones online. And each one has interviews with different balloon professionals with tips and hints to help you grow your business. I am going to have a new version of that coming out by the end of the week, our next edition. I've taken a break for a little bit and reformatting how we're doing things, and that new one will come out by the end of this week. So I wanted to let you know that Elevated Events is here, and each one of these volumes has interviews with different people in the industry, sharing tips and hints on their business and giving you ideas to help you sell and help you with organizing your company. So that is there for you. I also have a free blog. And today, after we end this, I will have the recording of this linked here in this blog on choosing the right training for your balloon business. So right now, I'd love to know from the people who are online with me live, how many of you are going to be at World Balloon Convention in March? I am looking forward to going to San Diego. Like Jen had mentioned, some people go early. I'm going to actually fly in on the 7th and spend some time with some great friends in the industry, doing some sightseeing before everything gets started at WBC. And if you're going to be at WBC, I would love for you to come and see Mindy and I at our vendor booth. When you arrive and check in at WBC, open up your goodie bag and look for something from Balloon Coach. And in that, it'll have a number for you to text to find out all of our show specials. So I just wanted to encourage those of you who are coming to WBC to look for that. If you're signed up for WBC and you're not sure what classes to choose, what you want to do is you want to write down what is your top pain point, something that you are having difficulty with, what is a new technique you've always wanted to learn, and what's something that your clients are asking for that you don't know. And then what is it with your business that you're really needing help with? And what I do is as I look through the schedule, I like to print it off and then put little things by it, like putting a star by things that hit my eye that I really want to take. Put a $ by the business classes, okay? And as you go through that schedule and look at things, make sure that something in that schedule, at least one, if not almost all your sessions, have business classes that are related to it. Because you can know how to make the most beautiful balloon decor in the world, but if you don't know the tips and tricks on selling it, you're not going to be as profitable as you want to be. So I know sometimes in the past people used to steer away from business classes, but there are a lot of business classes being offered this year at WBC, and I encourage you to take as many of those as you can fit into your schedule. And then, yes, the balloon techniques are great and fun and keep you growing, but pick the ones that are going to be able to bring you money in your environment, because everybody has a different market. So think about your market as you're picking those classes that are about certain designs or bouquets or deliverables. The next thing you want to do is just take one class for total fun. It might be a technique that you don't think you'll ever use, but it's an instructor you've always wanted to spend time with. Go to that class and enjoy it, okay? So when you're picking out your classes, you just want to make sure that you are picking things that are going to bring profit back to your business and help the areas that you are not so skilled in. And the bottom line is, unless you're willing to put those things in action when you get back, you're not going to make your investment back. It'll just been a fun vacation with a lot of cool people. So the key to making your investments back on going to any training is taking what you learn and putting it to action when you get home. And if you need help with that, that's what coaching is for. I offer coaching in 3-hour increments a month or 6-hour increments it's 8-hour increments to help you grow. And it also gives you access to all of our old replays from our webinars to help you with certain areas that I find that you need help with. So if you are one of those people that you've gone to training, but you just haven't implemented it yet because you've had life get in the way and you need somebody to re-energize you and give you a little boost, then that's what coaching is with Balloon Coach. If you are going to share expenses with somebody at a convention, you're looking for a roommate, you want to make sure that you get your hotel room reserved. You want to make sure that when you talk to your roommate that you find out about their sleep habits. Are they a smoker or a non-smoker? Do they turn their room into a bar typically and not get a lot of sleep? Or are they a person that goes to sleep early? You want to make sure you are rooming with someone that you guys have like-minded on how you want your room to be. If it's somewhere where you want to be able to go back and rest, or if you're cool with everybody hanging out. Do they snore? Are you okay to sleep with somebody who snores? Are they a light sleeper? Do they have allergies to perfumes or foods? Are they a person that showers in the morning or night, especially if there's 4 of you sharing a room? You want to make sure to schedule your travel early to get the best rates. And if you're driving, check and see what the fees are for parking at the hotel. And there's a lot more tips on just things that you can do to help you prepare for the event. And they're all on my blog on ballooncoach.com. And so here were the notes on picking your schedule. What I usually like to do is I like to put a dollar sign next to the business classes. I like to put a star next to the ones that solve a pain point. I put a smiley face next to the people that you want to learn from. And then, like I said, pick one that's just for fun. And now that you have multiple symbols on one course, then that's the right course for you to take for sure. Also, if you're ever struggling between two, feel free to send me a private message, Joette Myers Giardina on Facebook, and I'd be glad to help you out. Also, if you have more questions on any things that I've talked about today, you can always send me an email at Joette, Joette, at ballooncoach.com. And I'd love to help you out with picking that class schedule, because I know you get in there and there's so much to choose from that sometimes it's tough. But I think if you use these tips from the blog and put the different symbols on there, it'll help you in finding just the right ones. All right, and I'm just checking if anybody has any questions from Facebook or from Zoom on choosing the right class. Please ask it now. The other thing is if you're not sure if a person offering a training or class is going to be helpful for you, I encourage you to reach out to people who have taken that course and ask them what they learned most, and maybe something that was a concern from the course, so that you can make the best choice on what classes are going to meet your needs. I've also found that the more I learn from different people, the better my skills become. Because just at Promotions and Profits back in October, we had Gary Ledbetter and Eddie Halen. Gary Ledbetter is the person who was in charge of Balloon University's build the last 2 times. And putting together an incredible team. He's known as the MacGyver of balloons and knows how to rig just about anything. Well, he does some of his building a little bit different than Eddie Halen, known as the King of Latex, who has his business set up where he's got people running his business for him in Texas while he built his dream home down in Florida. They both do beautiful work, but there are some things that they do different than each other. And so when we were doing the hands-on builds, our folks would learn both techniques so that you have something to fall back on as a plan A and a plan B, maybe a plan Z in the future when you're doing things. So don't be afraid to learn from different people, because every time you get that little golden nugget, it just allows you to develop what systems work best for you, and then also a way of doing things a little bit differently if needed based on circumstances in the future. All right, so I've talked about picking courses when you get to a convention, and dream big. I was at Super Jam last week, and one of my friends there has gone over to Europe several times for events there, and so they're working on saving the money to go to another event overseas. And when I go to WBC and Float, I have met a lot of people from other countries. And so I think about just the price tag of their airplane ticket alone is more than going to the actual conferences. So when people that are here in the United States with me complain about, hey, there's nothing close to me for training, I'm just wondering, how much are you willing to invest for a business that you want to be your business full-time for the future? And we all have obstacles. We all have things that come up in life. But at some point, you have to decide, yes, this is important to me, and I want to make a substantial income from balloons, or I want to replace my current income from a day job. Well, that means you're going to need to save up and invest in that training and in the proper equipment to help you do the business at the best level you possibly can. The balloon industry is growing. There are so many blogs out there and articles about how in 2018, balloons are the way to go and on trend for weddings, corporate events, birthday parties, anything. And in the past, for those of you who are new to the industry, that wasn't the case. For many years, balloon people struggled to make the events industry look at balloons in the light of how amazing they are. And so for those of you who are newer to the industry, you've got these great things of online learning that was never around for those of us who've been in the industry a bit longer, and especially for so many of the people that are my mentors who were in the industry 30 to 50 years ago. So take advantage of the online learning, yes, but also look at something that you can get to in person to do that hands-on build, to work side by side with people and grow your business. If there's not any more questions, I am going to wrap things up with just a little more information for you about the event that I am most excited about for 2018. And feel free to jump on and ask me a question if you've got it. In November of 2018, we are going to have 75 people join us at Promotions and Profits Retreat in Orlando, Florida. This event is a little bit unique by the fact that it is set up to really focus hard on the business skills, give you a hands-on build, and then we're going to be doing a style photo shoot for 4 different themes so that you can leave with decor photos done by a professional photographer for you to use directly in marketing your business and when you return home. So the bonus experience, I'm delighted that BalloonCoach.com is going to be able to present Disney Institute's Business Behind the Magic Tour. And that tour is typically something that people that are here in Orlando on corporate conventions and retreats go to. It's not something that you can just walk into Disney and buy a ticket to. This is a special program that I sign a contract for us to go together. And it is a way for you to find out the magic behind Disney, of how they have set up their brand to be a leading brand, how they do their customer service and their employee engagement to make Disney this amazing brand that's there. So several people have actually signed up for the retreat just because this has always been something on their bucket list, to be able to go behind the scenes at Disney and actually go under where only cast members typically go at Disney. And so I'm really excited about this being the kickoff for our program to help be able to bring that Disney philosophy of customer service and of leadership into our balloon businesses. If you want to do the business bonus and the retreat, it's just $8.99, and that includes lunch every day at the workshop, Tuesday through Friday, plus dinner on Thursday night. You can pay as a one-time payment, or if you pick the 3 payment or 6 payment, there is a little bit of a service fee due to the fees that I incur from doing that. So you can pick either of those options. You want to go ahead and book your hotel now, because we are in Disney Springs. It's part of a resort area, and our rates may go up. So you're going to want to book now to get the $119 rate. If you are going to come early or stay late, or bring your family and want to do Disney, you can actually get your tickets online on our workshop page and have those discounts applied. If you only want to do the workshop without the special bonus day, it's only $5.99. And again, there's 3 payment options. When you come to Promotions and Profits, you're going to work side by side with our wonderful instructors, and we are going to create balloon decor for New Year's Eve / gala, prom, theme event, wedding, and pool decor. And you will have access to this professional photography after the fact. And then our instructors are Eddie Hayland of Balloon City, USA, Dallas, Texas, Gary Ledbetter of Dynamite Magic and Balloons in Montgomery, Alabama, Jonathan Gerber of Party People Events in Lakeland, Florida, Cody Williams of Cody's Red Balloons in Midland, Texas, Liz Romani of Valley Party Supply in Vincennes, Indiana. She is a powerhouse of energy and also has a great webinar that she did back in November that you can purchase the replay for. Mindy Neal is from Phoenix, Arizona, and she's Balloon Biz in a Box, which is all of our value content that you can purchase and use in your balloon business to help you grow your marketing list. Joette Giardina, Balloon Coach. And then Maureen Dar is going to be our logistics coordinator from Atlanta. And she is one of the people who's been to 2 of our Promotions and Profits workshops in the past and is great at helping out and making sure that everyone has a great time. So those are the things that are going on with Balloon Coach. And I am looking forward to seeing many of you at WBC in March. And then again, for those of you who aren't able to get to training right now but have to wait till 2019, then I hope to see you at Float. So if you have other questions about gaining, increasing your income, you have to invest some. You're going to have to invest time and you're going to have to invest money, whether you do that locally and then get some education online, or if you go out and meet with other people and rub shoulders with people who are being successful and rub shoulders with people who are struggling and find out what their struggles are and know that you're not alone as you build your business. Because it does take a lot of work. It does take a lot of energy to grow a true business, to be profitable at the level of working a 9-to-5 job. But here's the good news. There's a lot of people out there. I know people that last year grew their sales by 10% or 15%. I know companies that gained and increased their income to $100,000, an extra $100,000 in sales last year in their balloon business. Liz had shared with us on her webinar that 3 years ago, balloon sales was at $8,000. And now 3 years later, because she's put to use what she's learned at Float and at classes by Stephen Jones and at Promotions and Profits, their balloon business grew to $101,000 just 3 years later. So I know that you can grow your business and be much more profitable in the balloon industry, but you do need to invest somewhere, time or money, into your training, take it seriously as a business, and grow to the next level. I look forward to supporting you in 2018. If you want to be a part of Promotions and Profits, send me an email, send me a message, or just go online and sign up. And I look forward to helping you in 2018. Have a great afternoon.